So, can you actually be lazy and make money? For years, that question would have gotten you laughed out of the room. But now, the rise of AI is completely flipping the script and it's making us ask a really big question. What does lazy even mean anymore? Because honestly, the answer might just change how you think about work forever.
It's funny. Just a few years back, this quote was gospel. The whole idea of earning a serious income without just grinding yourself into the ground, it seemed like a fantasy. But then, a massive technological wave hit, and it changed everything. Now, what we used to call lazy is being redefined as something totally different. Smart, efficient, and incredibly strategic. So what exactly is this new lazy money promise all about? Look, it's not about kicking your feet up and doing absolutely nothing. It's about having this insane competitive advantage that just didn't exist for the average person before. It's about using technology to get results that were frankly impossible no matter how hard you worked. And this right here, this is the big mindset shift. The old definition of lazy was simple, right? You're not doing anything, you're unproductive. But the new definition, the one powered by AI, is a whole different ballgame. It's all about getting the absolute maximum return for the minimum amount of your personal effort. We're talking about surgical efficiency, not just sitting on the couch. Okay, to really get how big of a deal this is, we gotta take a step back and look at how things used to be. So many people tried and failed at starting online businesses. And it wasn't because they were lazy or didn't work hard. It's because the business models themselves were basically set up for beginners to fail. This is a concept from entrepreneur Imangaji, and he calls it the model mismatch. And honestly, it's brilliant. It's that classic trap, right? You're chasing a system that demands a ton of money, time, or experience, resources you just don't have when you're starting out. It's like showing up to a Formula One race with a go-kart. The model itself was the problem. I mean, take a classic example like Amazon FBA. It sounds awesome on paper, but you had to sink thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars into buying inventory before you ever made a single sale. That's a massive, massive financial risk right out of the gate. And hey, it wasn't just about the cash. With traditional e-commerce, you were suddenly in the logistics business. You had to deal with managing all that inventory, packing orders, shipping things out. It was a full-blown logistics nightmare that just sucked up all your time and energy. And then you've got drop shipping. To succeed there, you needed a huge budget for ads. You literally had to burn through cash testing product after product, just hoping one would stick. That kind of process could and often did totally wipe out a beginner's savings. So what was the earthquake that shook all this up? What came along and just bulldozed all these barriers that kept so many talented people out of the game? Well, you guessed it, it's AI. Artificial intelligence is the thing that came in and just tore down all those old walls. And this is the part you really need to get. AI basically gives one person the leverage, the power of an entire team. You don't need to hire a graphic designer or a copywriter or a team of market researchers anymore. AI can do the work of that entire team, and it can do it in minutes, not weeks. That right there is the unfair advantage we're talking about. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. Look, AI is not this big, scary monster coming for your job. No, it's a tool, a ridiculously powerful one. And the advantage, the leverage, the money, it's all going to go to the people who figure out how to use this tool effectively. Okay, but here's a super important distinction to make. AI by itself is not the business. You don't just make money from AI, you make money with AI. Think of AI as the most powerful engine ever built. You still have to pick the right vehicle, the right business model to put that engine into. Warren Buffett said it best. You can row as hard as you possibly can, but if you're in a leaky boat, well, you're just going to sink. Choosing the right vehicle, a business model that's actually designed to harness the power of AI, is the single most important choice you'll make. And honestly, this is where so many people trip up. All right, so let's get into the specifics. Here are 3 of the most powerful vehicles you can choose right now. First up, Digital Products 2.0. The idea here is you use AI as your co-creator, your expert, to make something like an ebook or a course one time, and then you can sell it forever with basically zero cost per sale. Next, you've got AI-powered services. This is where you offer things businesses desperately need, like amazing graphics, websites, or automations, and you use AI tools to do 90% of the work for you. And finally, there's AI dropshipping, which is a total reboot of the old model. Here, you're using AI to automate the entire process, from building the store and finding hot products to actually creating viral video ads that sell them. Okay, so we've seen the options, we know the vehicles, but how do you actually pick one and get the ball rolling? Well, it's not about guesswork, it's about having a framework. So let's dive into two really simple but powerful frameworks that can take you from I have no idea to landing your first customer. So, anytime you're looking at a new opportunity, run it through this simple checklist. First, is it low risk? Meaning, do you have to bet your life savings just to get started? Second, is it highly scalable? Can you make more money without having to put in more hours? And third, does it have a high reward? Is there real potential to make significant profit? A true lazy model, a smart model, checks all three of these boxes. Now, if that AI services idea caught your eye, you have to check out this 4-step process from Dan Martell. It is a total game changer. You pick a niche you actually care about, find some potential clients, and then, and this part is pure gold, you record a quick video audit for them, showing them exactly how you can help their business. You lead with pure value before you ever ask for a dime, which makes the sell feel totally natural, almost effortless. All right, we've covered a lot. The big mindset shift, the different AI vehicles, the frameworks to get you started. So now it all boils down to the single most important question. Which of these paths is the right one for you? And really, if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. The real revolution isn't some secret magic business model. It's the fact that for the first time, you have real choices. There are now multiple, low-risk, high-reward paths to building something for yourself, paths that simply didn't exist before. The old gatekeepers, the old barriers, they're gone. So the smartest, most efficient, yeah, I'll say it, the laziest ways to build a real income aren't some big secret anymore. They're out in the open, accessible to anyone who's willing to learn and use these new tools. The playing field has literally never been this level. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?